I'm Sophia Howard with the Howard Ranch and Watch Mamachka's Farm School. Today we will be using the Lehman's Green Power Grain Mill to mill some flour. This is a manual mill with all the gears. I have 3 different types of wheat berries. I buy organic wheat berries in bulk, and then I separate them into smaller mylar containers or bags so that they can have a very long shelf life. So these are the 3 different types. There's semolina flour wheat berries, which is good for making pizza and pasta. This one is the soft wheat berries. This is for pastry flour, so it's softer, it has less gluten. And then the 3rd type, I would say the most useful, is the hard wheat berries, which are good for rustic loaves and sourdough. I have a sourdough starter, so I would use that one the most. But today we're going to work on the semolina semolina wheat berries, making it into flour. So here we go. This manual mill has the crank, right? You can adjust the flour coarseness, fine flour, coarse flour for pasta and for focaccia, for pizza dough. We're gonna go with the fine grain. So it's as simple as placing your grain in the mill. Want a fine flour, you turn the knob all the way to the fine flour, and these 2 metal plates, they come closer together, making the grind tighter so that you have a more soft flour. However, I just want you to see that this is store-bought organic white flour from Costco, and you see how fine it is, how soft it is. And you'll see the difference as we manually grind. So here we go. This is the semolina flour. Semolina flour. Okay, so it goes in. And we're set to fine. And I start cranking the lever. And as you can see right off the bat, the flour is coarse. Semolina flour is a bit more coarse than, an organic all-purpose flour. And the manual does recommend that you go through this process twice. So we'll see what happens on the second time. Inside here so you can see what it looks like on the inside. The manufacturer recommends that you secure the mill to a surface because I am having to hold this down as I grind to prevent it from sliding out. It's a workout. Woo! And it goes really slowly. Like that 1 cup is taking a while to grind. So here is the first round of the mill. I'm gonna hold the other flour in my hands. As you can see, this is not as fine as an all-purpose flour, but let's try it through one more time and see if we can get it even finer. I'm gonna pour it back in. And here we go. All right, so this is the second time through, and as you can see, it is a much finer grain. This is flour that is good for pasta and for mostly pasta, honestly. Even focaccia, you'd want to use a different flour, but this is what the grain looks like. Now let's try the soft wheat berries and see if we get a different texture. This is the soft white wheat berries. This is good for pastry flour. So let's see how fine we can get this flour. Okay, so this is the first time through with pastry flour. As you can see, it is finer than the semolina, but it is still coarser than the organic all-purpose flour from Costco. So we're gonna run it through one more time and see if we can get it even finer. This time I also attached this attachment to prevent the flour from spraying everywhere. All right, second time through, we have finer flour for sure. It's not as fine as all-purpose flour, but because we milled it, there's more nutrition, it is less oxidized, so ultimately it is better. However, honest review of the manual mill, unless you want to break a sweat and get flour everywhere, I highly recommend an electric mill. I would rather invest in that. However, I did get this as a gift and I'm grateful for it and I'm going to keep using it, but it was hard work and you're not getting consistent flour. So if you want to just like connect with your pioneer ancestors and like get in the vibe of like the homesteading vibe, get an electric mill.